Well, hello. This is Joseph Graves, owner of I Hate Buying Insurance, where we try to cut through the hype, mystery, and BS of the insurance industry. This presentation is for you, those of you that are looking for insurance off marketplace. Either due to your income being too high or for some other reason, you're not going to qualify for a subsidy. This is a live case for a real client. I'm just going to leave names out of this to protect the innocent, as the saying goes. But before I get into the facts and figures, I wanted to introduce you to the team. Of course, there's myself, Joe Graves, and we got the rest: Don, Dwayne, Steve, Devin, Chris, Tracy, Nate, and there's even more of us. Most of them handle the property and casualty side of things. I handle most of the people side, and hence that's why we're talking about Obamacare today. A little more about myself. If you know me, I'm kind of chubby. I don't run 5K races, but I have been known to shave my head for charity. So there I am after a St. Baldrick's event, raising money to fight childhood cancer. We've worked with school athletics. It's funny how I worked with this school even before my kids moved to Mount Juliet, and 3 of them graduated from high school there. We've worked with musicians over the year through a variety of venues, raising money for several different causes, including downtown with Dierks Bentley. So I may not run 5K races, but I try to give back to the community any way I can. And for those of you that have known me for a while, you know I have a deep, passionate love affair with my car. I love my car. Isn't she beautiful? Let's just say my favorite color is blue. Just ironic to come out one day and to see the blue rocket next to a real red rocket. And the main reason I get out of bed every day and do this is because of these 3 ladies, my daughters, Rain, Jade, and Madison, who are 18, 20, and 22 now. This is about 3 years old. Engaged, can you believe that? My middle baby is engaged. So if you watch the video playlist that I sent to you, there should have been a video that had these slides in it. I'm just going to recap quickly before I get into the facts and features of this case. But Obamacare is just a big bad math formula. With these metallic levels, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, the math equation says that what's on the left-hand side must equal what's on the right-hand side. So that's what you pay before subsidies. If you want lower monthly premiums, you have to give some things up. It's most things in life. You want a lower car payment, you're not going to get a Mercedes. But if you're willing to pay a higher monthly premium, you can keep your office co-pays, have larger networks, have more features and benefits. My job is to try to find that balancing act between all the things that you want to have, that you said you need to have in your survey, doctors, hospitals, and features, versus that monthly premium that you want to pay. So for clarity, there's 4 things you can do. We're going to talk about Obamacare plans and healthcare sharing ministries, HCSMs, in the rest of this video. You can buy a short-term plan or some other type of limited benefit medical plan, but since they're not compliant with the law, you're going to pay a premium and then pay a penalty. Ew. You can do absolutely nothing and pay the penalty also. I wouldn't suggest the bottom one. The third one doesn't typically make mathematical sense, where you pay a premium and the penalty. Doesn't usually work in your favor. To pay and even if you did come out ahead, I'm paying a little less each month, the kind of coverage that you get is extremely limited. So we're going to go with the 2 compliant plans, a full ACA or Obamacare plan, and then the healthcare sharing ministries. Let's compare those. But before comparing each plan, I want you to understand our philosophy and where it's coming from, the healthcare portfolio, and why we address healthcare with multiple plans to put together a complete package. And it came from a variety of studies that I read years ago. So even back during when Obama and McCain were running, I really didn't like what either of those guys had to say about healthcare. So I started really digging into the numbers. And there was a research group, American Health something and other. I've got it buried somewhere. But the statistics showed that 87% of all dollars spent in America only cover 4 things. all the treatment, surgery, and recovery we spend on heart attack, stroke, cancer, and accidents. So this other little green area, these 13%, that's the stuff that we run 5K races for, wear ribbons, do charity drives. I'm not putting down those causes, but just to say that statistically, monetarily, they're a small piece of the pie compared to just 4 areas. So with that number in mind, we started to address healthcare, focusing on our statistical chances. One of our carriers put out a study that showed that it was about 63% of all the claims filed had to do with some sort of accident. We slip, fall, cut ourselves making dinner, burn ourselves on the stove more often than we actually file claims for cancer, heart attack, stroke. Dollar-wise, they're smaller. 6 stitches doesn't compare to cancer, but we file more accident claims than anything else. And another carrier did an analysis of their book of business and showed that 7 out of 10 of their clients spent less than $1,000 a year in claims. So 30% is driving, it's actually closer to 10% is driving 90% of the cost in healthcare. But to show that most of us go from 0 to 60 pretty quickly. We go along year after year after year without something happening, and then suddenly life hits the fan. And with all these statistics in mind, we started to put together a portfolio of healthcare plans. These plans against your filed claims will have comprehensive coverage, and they reduce or even erase the out-of-pocket cost when life actually happens. So I've used the phrase portfolio healthcare. That's something we've coined. So why is portfolio healthcare the best option in today's world? Well, pre-Obamacare and including Obamacare, all major medical plans have holes. Actually, lots of holes. It is the cornerstone product of your healthcare portfolio, but you can't rely on just one plan to cover everything. As an example, I have a client currently, end of 2016, who's suddenly needing an organ transplant. He said just the other day when I was in his office, if you asked me or said to me a year ago, a year from now you're going to need a new liver, he'd say, you're crazy. I eat pretty well, I never drink, I don't have any lifestyle issues, no cholesterol issues, I have no indicators that I'm going to need a liver. That's silly. Well, now he needs a liver. And he has to travel from Nashville, Tennessee to the University of Kentucky to get it done. 3 hours away. He has to live up there for almost a month. So the lost income and travel expenses are detrimental to his family. And he's going to have lifetime medical needs that will alter everything about his financial future. Another client who you might have called Misfit, kayaked every weekend, 6-pack abs, arms like guns, although a little older, in her early 50s, but would have been that last person you would ever assume to have cancer. Well, she was diagnosed 2016 with double breast cancer. Now, she does have one of those great jobs with benefits, but she quickly blew through her short-term disability, her vacation days, and her sick days, and is trying to hold on to her long-term disability. So she tries to work at least 20 hours a week to make her ends meet while going through chemo and radiation. Well, you're going to see in a moment how healthcare portfolio would have helped both of these. Now, these are both clients who declined some of this portfolio in the past. So the main thing we want to address is the price of insurance versus the cost of care. So pricing is driven by mostly this maximum out of pocket. Oh, I see I need to change a number there, but I'll fix that later. So if we want a lower deductible and out of pocket, what happens to the price? It skyrockets. Yes, it leaves a lower maximum out of pocket, but the price is incredible in today's Obamacare world. So what we can do to impact the price the most is raise the maximum out of pocket. Which let me say this again. The deductible and out of pocket goes up in dollar-wise, and it gives us a larger maximum out of pocket. We take on more insured risk. So what we've come up with our portfolio plan is that we help fill in that gap. Now, is everything completely filled all the time? Well, no, it's impossible. Or you could buy thousands of dollars a month in insurance, but by filling in the gap with our portfolio products over here, we're going to reduce the price you pay every month compared to low deductible copay plans, and then also reduce the cost when life happens. The cost when you are facing cancer, or faced with an organ transplant, or faced with an accident, or whatever impacts your life. We're going to lower that cost through supplementing the maximum out of pocket. If we had a job at a big corporation, we get our benefits, right? We get our major health care, then somebody comes in quacking like a duck, or some other brand that says accident, cancer, and living benefits, and life insurance, and dental and vision, and all this other stuff. Well, we're talking because you obviously don't have big corporate benefits. You have to provide them for yourself. So we want to look at the most comprehensive way of providing you a benefits portfolio. When you look at statistically what we spend our money on, like home insurance, only 1 in 20 homeowners will ever use their home insurance policy. And why do you think a home fire makes the news? I mean, that's even rare. That's 1 in 200 roughly. It makes the news because it almost never happens. It's still something unique, and that's why it makes the evening news. Only about 1 in 15 of us will have to have our car towed away after an accident. So only 1 in 15 of us really ever use our car insurance. So we spend so much time, money, and energy insuring our stuff, but when it comes to you, it's only a 1 in 7 chance that you're going to miss work for 90 days or more over your lifetime. The odds of you getting cancer, well, it depends on whether you're a boy or a girl. 1 in 3 for ladies, and for us guys, it's 50-50. Wouldn't you rather invest your hard-earned dollars in a program that's likely to return them to you one day? So when it comes to your insurance dollars, statistically speaking, you should cancel your car insurance before you say no to a healthcare portfolio. Traditional health insurance looks a lot like this. This is a real case for a family of 3 in late 2016 for the 2017 season. Mom and dad are in their 50s, have a college student, so just the 3 of them. We were looking at a plan. A silver plan has those co-pays, a slightly lower deductible, that 80-20 co-insurance. But look at the maximum out of pocket. By having office visit co-pays, you're giving up a whole lot of additional coverage. That is a very, very expensive feature. So to have co-pays there and co-pays for prescriptions leaves you with no income replacement. Remember, 1 in 7 of you will not get out of bed for 90 days to go to work. You have the full cost of a critical illness: cancer, heart attack, stroke, blindness, paralysis. And when it comes to accidents, there's nothing else to fill in the gap. You could be as much as $7,150 out of pocket. And yes, to round it to the nearest dollar, the premium is $1,588 a month. Ouch. That's the full price of the Unaffordable Care Act. So with Portfolio Healthcare, let me show you what we've done. Rather than having a plan that focuses on that lower deductible, and thus they have to artificially raise the out-of-pocket, we just went with a plan that's $65.50. There's no more co-insurance. Your deductible and out-of-pocket is the same. It is an HSA-based plan. So again, your individual maximum out-of-pocket is $6,550, just like the deductible. We got rid of the office visit copay and replaced it with something called telemedicine. Now, our program has a lot more involved than just calling a doctor on the phone. But for about 50 cents a day, you can replace that outdated. I mean, nobody picks up a phone book and then uses a rotary phone to call somebody. We have iPhones, Androids, Windows devices. Well, the new modern era is call your doctor. They don't come to you anymore. They don't make house calls. But you can call, do a telemedical conference with a licensed practicing medical doctor and get most everything that you ever go see a doctor for diagnosed. You know, a rash, sore throat, you have the flu. Why do you want to take half a day off to go sit in a room with a whole bunch of other sick people, wait to see some dude or some girl for 3 minutes for them to tell you you have the flu. You already know that. So do it over the phone, from the comfort of your own couch, your own business, on the road, at the hotel, or the airport. And in most states, they can call in a prescription. So by getting rid of that copay, we save a lot of money. We replace it with telemedicine, replace the copay for prescriptions, make it subject to the deductible and coinsurance, and look what we can do. Accidents. We added an accident layer. So when it comes to the broken finger to the shattered pelvis, this layer helps fill in, if not erase, the out-of-pocket cost of accidents. Living benefits, cancer, heart attack, stroke. Remember those? What if you had a plan that helped pay for the out-of-pocket costs of that? If you died too soon, it'll pay out like life insurance. Or Lord forbid, you truly can't get out of bed and do 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, like long-term care. So this long-term health care, these 3 pieces are all wrapped into one. One plan, one premium that does 3 magnificent things for you. Helps keep your family financially stable while you can't work. Add dental, add vision, and you have a complete portfolio, a complete benefits package. And in this case, only $14.17 a month, so over $2,000 less a year. Oh, and by the way, it's an HSA, so the money you put into your HSA account to pay for your out-of-pocket costs becomes tax deductible. So over $2,000 less a year, tax deductible option, complete benefits portfolio that takes care of you when you can't take care of yourself. That's portfolio healthcare, and that's why about 75% of our clients go with one of our portfolio packages. But our next package is portfolio healthcare with a healthcare sharing ministry, one of those Christian sharing ministries. The language is a little different. I'm not going to explain it in full detail here, but things like there's no more deductible and out of pocket. They call it annual household portion. The entire family contributes to this $7,500, where even in my plan, the family maximum out of pocket was $13,300. So 2 people have a bad year, you're over $13,000 out of pocket, less what the supplemental plans fill in. On a sharing ministry, I went for this particular family with a $7,500 plan. All 3 contribute towards that. So if one person has a bad year and reaches that $7,500, the other 2 have no more annual household portion to meet. That's nice. So again, not $13,000 to $14,000 out of pocket. We still went with the telemedicine product, although this does have, it's a $35 what they call responsibility or share to go see a doctor. And by the way, the network for this thing is huge, very, very big. So unlike your on-marketplace plans that have very small limited networks, this healthcare sharing ministry has a very large national network. So you can use the telemedicine or go see a doctor for, I guess you could call that a $35 copay if this was an insurance product. Prescriptions, that's one of the areas that it's a little light. For the first year of a diagnosis, they'll share, basically think 50-50. 6 months gets shared, 6 months you pay for that first year after a diagnosis. The cost of a critical illness and accident could be nearly, if not completely, erased because, again, we have built in the entire portfolio, dental, vision, long-term health care, life insurance, and look at that price, $659 a month. Since Christians typically have a healthier lifestyle, non-tobacco, abstaining from, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll kind of lifestyle, it tends to be a healthier group. There's less claims being paid, and thus again, it's not a rate, it's the monthly share is the right word, but that monthly amount is significantly lower, and that includes everything. $659. What's that? Over $11,000 less a year. That's incredible. tremendously less out of pocket. You get to decide what to do with that 11 grand. If you want to split it with me for saving you so much money, I would really appreciate that. But otherwise, keep it. Have better health care. Have the supplements to fill in the gaps. And save over, in this family's situation, over $11,000 a year. It's fantastic. So I just ask people anymore, which one would you like? What would you like to invest your healthcare dollars in? Traditional copay plan? No, nobody does anymore. Healthcare portfolio, if there's a specific reason that you have to take an ACA plan, specific doctors, hospitals, or maybe a chronic pre-existing condition, you still come out way ahead. The lower overall premium and a more comprehensive portfolio. Or healthcare portfolio with a healthcare sharing ministry. Save thousands of dollars a year. Stay exempt from the penalty. And have a complete package of plans. It's your choice. I'm here to help. If you have any questions, please go to scheduleme.today, not .com, scheduleme.today, and pick one of the appropriate links. It might say first chat, a 15-minute call, or there's a service call. So if you just have a few quick questions, choose that service answer. Schedule it. Let's not play phone tag. We'll get on the phone together. I'll answer your questions. And then from there, just let me know what type of portfolio you'd like to invest in for your health care. This is Joe Graves with I Hate Buying Insurance. Thank you much. God bless.